So I am working the Tranquilo Table Runner, and I'm showing you now how to go from working in a row to working in the round, right? So we create one row of the table runner, and then everything else from here on out is done in rounds. So I'm going to end up working all the way around this row. First thing that I need to do is turn and create my stacked single crochet, which counts as a double crochet in this chain space right here. All right. So I'm going to insert my hook into that chain space, yarn over, and pull up my working yarn. And now I'm going to pull through both of those to create my first single crochet. And I insert into that leg of the single crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Now I've got my stacked single crochet, and I want to create 2 more double crochets in this chain space. Essentially, I'm just working the granny square pattern all the way around this. As you can see, I'm just giving you a sample. This isn't the full length of the table runner. In the instructions, you'll see that by making a chain, the length of a repeat of 4, you can make this table runner any size that you want to. So now I'm just going to chain 1. I'm going to skip all 3 of these stitches and work my next 3 double crochets into the next chain space. I'm going to do that until I reach the end of this row. All right, so as the instructions say, crochet across in that pattern until there's 1 stitch remaining. So I have that last stitch remaining, and I'm going to chain 1. Actually, I'm going to chain 2, and then what I'm going to do is work around the post of this double crochet. So I'm going to double crochet 3 in this space. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to chain 2 more. I'm creating my corners with those chain 2s. And now my work is turned completely, and I'm going to be working back down this side of my starting piece. Okay, so I'm going to skip this and just work in my chain spaces, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Right, and then I'm just going to repeat that back down this side until I have 1 stitch remaining. All right, now I've got 1 stitch remaining here, and I'm ready to make my next 2 corners and to join this so that it's in the round. All right, so I've got to chain 2 here, and then again, remember I'm going to be working on this end over the whole post of that double crochet. And I might as well work over my tail as well to start getting that woven in. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets here. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to chain 2, and then I'll join to that very first double crochet, which is actually my stacked single crochet, but it counts as a double crochet. And now I can work the rest of my pattern in rounds. So that's how you convert from working in a row to rounds. I hope you found that helpful. All right, this is how to work the color changing round from the Tranquilo Tablerunner pattern. In this round, we are not going to turn. So we're going to keep working in the same direction as the round we just finished. And that's true every time we do one of these color changing rounds. So I've attached my next color to the first double crochet from the previous round, which is, remember, actually a stacked single crochet. So I've attached my new color there, and I'm going to chain 1. And now I'm going to single crochet in that same stitch. I'm also going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So I've just worked 3 single crochets over the tops of those double crochets. Now I'm not going to be working into the chain space like I normally would in a granny square stitch. So instead, I'm going to chain 2, and now I'm going to create a puff stitch in the second chain from my hook. So this is my first chain from hook and my second chain from hook. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, and one more time yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over one last time, and I'm going to pull through all of those. And sometimes it takes some wiggling to get you through there, but don't give up. If you make those stitches just a little bit looser, sometimes you can pull through in one fell swoop. All right. So now I've created my puff stitch right here. And now I'm going to skip that chain space and go back to single crocheting in those double crochets. And it's just as simple as that. I'm going to do that all the way around. But when I get to my corner, I am going to single crochet 1, not single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 extra chain there. So I'll show you that when I get there. Chain 2, now puff in the second chain from hook. 1, 2, 3, I've got 7 loops on my hook, and I'm going to pull through those. Okay, now skip my space and single crochet in my double crochets. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to keep doing that. So I'll show you what I'm going to do in the corner when I reach that point. All right, I've reached my corner, and here I need a little bit extra room to get around that corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 3 instead of 2. I only do this in the corners. I am still going to work into the second chain from my hook. So I'm still going to create my puff in that second chain. All right, and now instead of directly single crocheting in that next stitch, I'm going to create another chain on this side. Now I'm going to work single crochets across this end. All right, I've reached the next corner. So I'm going to chain 3 and work my puff in the second chain from the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 7 of the loops on my hook. And then once again, I'm going to chain 1, and then I'll continue on the other side with my single crochets in my double crochet stitches. Now I'm just back to chaining 2, puffing in the second crochet in the second chain from my hook and working that all the way across. When I reach the corner, then I'll chain 3 again, and then do that on the other corner as well. And then I'll be ready to end this color, tie off this color, and go back to my first color. All right, you can see that I've gone all the way around with my puff and single crochet round. And now I am going to go back to color A. So my instructions, this is for round 3 or any round right after I've done my puff and single crochet round, is to go attach my yarn in the last skipped chain 2 space from round 1. So I'm not working into this round that I just did. I'm going back down to round 1, and I'm going to be working in this chain 2 space right here. So turning my work, and here is my last chain 2 space. So I'm going to attach my yarn there. And I'm going to create a stacked single crochet again. I need to attach my yarn. So now I'm going to work that stacked single crochet and 2 double crochets. Now I'm working in the corner, so I'm going to chain 2. And then I will work 3 more double crochets in that same chain space to create my corner. I have only worked around that chain space. I have left my previous round unworked. Don't worry about that. We'll get that one in the next round. All right, I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to skip everything and come over to work in my next chain 2 corner space from round 1. So I will work 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets here in this chain space. Okay, now I'm going to chain 1, and I am going to only work in that chain space. So I'm going to kind of push my puff forward so that I don't grab that, and only work in the chain space from round 1. For now, we're just ignoring round 2, pretending it's not there. We'll just keep going all the way around like this. As you can see on the front side of your work, because I'm now working on the wrong side, on the front side of your work, this is really making your puff row stand straight up. Don't worry about that. That's totally normal. At this time, it's supposed to do that. We will pull that back down flat against the work in the next round. So let me finish this round and show you what it looks like. All right, so you can see here, round 3 is completed. This is what it looks like on the wrong side. Let's turn that over because we do need to turn for the next round. And let's see what it looks like on the other side. So here we go. Need to weave in those ends. All right, so this you can see that's standing up, right? That's not how we want our table runner to look, but this next round is going to pull it down in place and it will hold it down. So don't worry, we're about to fix it. So now I can get these ends out of my way. Get my hook back in here. So I am going to turn my work and create a stacked single crochet. Right now, I'm just going to be working in this chain space. So stacked single crochet here. Now, this middle stitch is the key. So yarn over, find the middle single crochet from round 2. Insert your hook into that one, go through the chain space, yarn over, and you're going to pull that through the chain space and through that single crochet. And then just finish off that double crochet. All right, and now for the third double crochet, I am only working in the chain space. And then I'm just going to continue that around. So chain 1, skip those 3 double crochets to go work in the next chain space. So double crochet in my chain space. Now I'm going to pick up that middle single crochet. And I'm also going to work through that chain space. I've got 3 loops on my hook, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now I'm going to work that last double crochet only through the chain space. I'm going to do that all the way around. All right. Now in the corner, you're just going to work that normally. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. All right. See how that's coming along. And now for that short end, chain 1, double crochet through the chain space, grab that middle single crochet and also go through the chain space, and then only work through the chain space for the 3rd double crochet. All right, and once you have finished round 4, then you're just going to repeat the granny square pattern with color A in turned rounds 2 more times. Then as you reach round 7, you'll go back to a color change row and you'll attach color C and work this puff and single crochet row again. And then that's just how you build the table runner. You can make it as long as you want. You can just keep repeating those rounds. You could make a whole giant tablecloth with this if you wanted to. All right, I hope this was helpful and I hope you enjoy making the Tranquilo table runner. Thank you.